What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paulie G. This is Paulie G's film review, and today it is annual Worst and Best Film Awards of 2024. Guys, I hope you are doing well. I hope you've had a beautiful holiday so far. We're creeping up to the new year. New movies, more movies to be excited for. 2024 was one hell of a year for cinema, but it also was a bit of a drag for cinema too. Today we're going to be doing my top 10 worst and top 15 best films of this year. I tried to wean it down to 10. I just couldn't do it, guys. Couldn't do it. But let's start off with the top 10 worst films. I'm going to do an honorable mention to start with. My honorable mention is Bob Marley, One Love. I did not like that film at all. I really enjoy those type of films about a musician, their life. I like the Rocket Man movie. I like Bohemian Rhapsody. But Bob Marley, unfortunately for me, just didn't hit the mark for me. And that's why it's an honorable mention. It's not the worst. It's not in the top 10. But it's an honorable mention for being very bad. Let's start off the list with number 10, Garfield, the animated film starring Chris Pratt. I just didn't like the plot. I didn't like the animation style, and I could not get behind Chris Pratt as Garfield. Terrible. In at number 9, No Way Up, about a ship that crashes in the ocean and is surrounded by sharks. It's an interesting plot, but executed poorly. The characters are very weak. None of them you can actually get behind and want to see survive. In at number 8, I'm not shocking anybody when I say that Madam Web is the worst Marvel comic book movie released this year. I don't even need to say anything about it. You know that it's bad. I know it's bad. And you know it deserves to be on everybody's top 10 worst list. As for Venom and Kraven, they will not be on my list because I enjoyed those films. But what was the worst comic book movie of the year? Well, that goes to number 7, The Joker. I love the first Joker film. It is one of my favorite films of all time. What they did with the sequel was disgusting. Not because of a musical. I love musicals. I didn't hate it for being a musical. I hated it for every other reason. The plot was weak. I didn't like Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. It just didn't live up to expectations from the first film, and I'm sad to say that I think that particular Joker universe is officially dead. In at number 6 is Borderlands. Borderlands, the film that I had a bet on with a friend saying that it was going to be good, and how wrong was I. The cast it's an amazing cast. But to me, it just seems like that everybody on the production team, this cast, didn't want to be there. They were there for just a paycheck, not having any love or passion in the film. And it shows on the big screen. They had amazing source material, and that not one person on that cast played the Borderlands game. And if they did, I don't know what they played, because what they did in the film was horrendous. In at number 5 is the worst Christmas movie I have ever seen in my life, Red One. The Rock held this production down. I have done a review for it. Watch it right here. It's very, very bad, and I do not recommend it. And it's topping off our top 5. I bet you can guess what the next 4 movies are. Let me know down in the comment section what your worst film is of the year, but we'll get to mine after we get through number 4, which is Tarot. Tarot had an amazing idea for a plot. The cast was okay, but the kills and the overall aesthetic of the film just did it an service, just did it badly, and that's why it is number 4. Number 3 is Imagine, the horror movie about an imaginary friend. It has the idea right there, but also is executed very poorly. And in a horror movie, We watch a horror movie to be scared, to see amazing kills, and there's only one death in this whole entire film. And it's the one death that I can't stand in horror movies, and it's an off-screen kill. It just doesn't live up to any expectations. Number 2 is also a horror movie. It's the worst horror movie that I personally saw this year. It's Night Swim. Shocker, right? I think this particular film is going to be on a lot of people's list. They had the cast right, but the plot was just average. These possession movies there's so many possession movies, and most of them are just done really badly. The kills are boring. The ending is predictable. The story is predictable, and I don't like predictability in a film. And that's why it is number 2. Before I get into my number 1, I just want to say that if a movie isn't on my list, there's a very good chance that I haven't seen it yet. If you want to see all 60 films that I saw in 2024, go down below, go to my Letterboxd. I have ranked every single film that I've watched this year, good, bad, indifferent. Go check it out. Make sure you follow me. If you want to see what movies I am currently watching at all times, make sure you follow me on X and Instagram. I post very regularly on both of those platforms. Maybe just follow me on all social media. I post regularly on everything, but mostly X and Instagram. So, what is my personal worst film of 2024? It is the Netflix movie Spellbound. I hated this film. My kids hated this film. It's a Disney wannabe film. The songs are boring, they're not catchy. The cast is horrible. The story, I'll give the story a pass. The story is okay. I think the story was appropriate. Not for this film though. I think it should be done again with a better film, and I guarantee Disney or Pixar could do it better. Even DreamWorks could have done this better. A miserable experience, and it has the one thing I can't stand in this world, and that's Rachel Zegler. She is the worst woman in Hollywood. And that's why Spellbound is my number 1 worst film of the year. So before we move on to the best films of 2024, I have 16 movies, top 15 and 1 honorable mention. Before we get into that list, why don't you hit the like button and subscribe for more movie reviews, movie trailer reactions. Stick around. Let's build a community together. And let's kick this next list off, the best movies, with our honorable mention. One of my favorite films of the year, a personal one for me, Jackpot, and starring Awkwafina and John Cena. This movie has I had a really fun time watching it. It's funny, the plot is pretty interesting. It's a good time all around, and I recommend you go see it. So now let's get into my personal top 15 best movies of the year. This is my list, not your list. So if you don't agree with me, comment down below and tell me what your best movie of 2024 was. But let's kick this list off with number 15, Fall Guys. I love this film so much. I had so much fun watching it. Ryan Gosling is a master in this type of film. It was very good. In at number 14, Alien Romulus. I love the Alien franchise. I'm glad to see it starting to get some more love. The love that it deserves. In at number 13 is a very fun action film. It's The Killer's Game, starring Dave Bautista. A movie about a hitman who thinks he's dying, so he puts a hit out on himself. Turns out he wasn't dying, and now he has to fight off all the hitmen coming after him, and it's just a fun time. It's good action. It's one of the best action films I saw this personal year. In at number 12 is this movie that I haven't heard many people, if not anybody, talk about it. And I think it deserves some love. Let's go with Spaceman, starring Adam Sandler. It's a drama. It's very, very good. I love this film. I don't care what you say, it's a good fucking film. Go watch it, it's on Netflix. It deserves some more love because a lot of the movie guys in this community haven't been talking about it, and it deserves more love. In at number 11 is another movie that deserves some more love, Fly Me to the Moon, starring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. This film is gorgeous. I love, love, love this film so much. But unfortunately, those 5 films just couldn't get into the top 10. The top 10, we're going to kick off with one of the better horror movies of the year, Abigail. I personally like this film because I walked into it not knowing anything about it. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't read any spoilers. I knew absolutely nothing. So when the reveal happened, I was shocked. I was confused and I was like, wow, we're going this way? It was such a better film because I didn't know anything. And when I go to show people this, I make sure that they know nothing because not knowing anything was the best way to view this film. So if you don't know anything about it, don't look up a review, don't watch anything about it, just go watch this film. You will not regret it. In at number 9 is Monkey Man. Monkey Man is the film debut for this director. It is gorgeous. The action is very good. Just trust me in this one. Go watch Monkey Man. In at number 8, Inside Out 2. For somebody like myself who also suffers from anxiety, this film was like a love letter to me. I've heard other people say it too. It's a very good movie. It's one of the best Pixar movies out there. It's one of the better animated movies of the year. Not the best. We'll get to the best. But it's very good. In at number 7 is Deadpool and Wolverine. I know this movie got a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people like it, a lot of people dislike it. There's not really a happy medium. I fall on the camp of liking it. When it first came out, I said it was one of the best movies of the year. I've gone back and watched it since, and I want to take that back. I don't think it's not the best superhero movie ever made. It's good. It's not even close to being in the top 5 MCU movies, but it was good and it deserves to be in the top 10 of the best of the year. In at number 6, I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, but it's Dune 2. I like Dune 2. It was good. It was way better than the first movie. I only watched the first Dune and this movie very recently, the start of this month. I watched them both. It was good, and that's why it's on this list. It's very good. And at number 5, it's my personal favorite horror movie of the year. It's Longlegs. This film is right up my alley. Serial killer, FBI, trying to track him down. It was very good. Very, very good. Go watch Longlegs. All the top 5, I highly recommend you go check out. But we're closing in at number 1. There's 4 more movies left. What do you think number 1 is? What is your number 1 best movie of the year? Tell me down below. Let's get this train rolling, and let's not stop no more, because number 4 is Young Woman in the Sea. This film is inspired by a true story. Daisy Ridley stars in this film and is outstanding as an actress. This film is inspiring. It's very, very inspiring, and I recommend you go see it. It's on Disney Plus. Number 3 is a weird one for me, because the whole time I was planning on doing this video, I thought this would be my number 1. All year, every conversation I had with anybody, I would always put this at number 1. So when I actually sat down to do this list and ended up at number 3, it surprised me. But at number 3, it's Challenges. I never thought I would be into a tennis movie, because I think tennis is boring as shit. But Challenges won me over. Challenges is fantastic. I love this film. I'm in love with the actors now. I want to see more from these actors, all 3 of them. Go watch Challenges. In at number 2, we're closing in on number 1, guys. Number 2 was emotionally heart-pulling, emotionally taxing. I don't cry much, ever. But watching this film, I had some tears in my eyes, and that's We Live in Time. Andrew Garfield, the actor of the year. Both of the actors in this film are tremendous. The story is inspiring, sad, emotionally taxing, everything rolled into one. This is one of the best films of the year. But it's not the best, in my opinion. Number one goes to The Wild Robot. I adore this film. I loved it so much. I had the best time watching it. And I think you will. I think the whole family will. And that's why it's my number one. The best film for me was The Wild Robot. What is your worst and what is your best? Tell me. I hope you have a good rest of the year. I hope you have a safe New Year's. Before we get to New Year's, I'm going to be releasing a Rewind Tuesday video, so make sure you stick around and check that out. A playlist of all those videos is over on the channel. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Let's keep this train rolling. We're not stopping, because I'm going to still be here, and I hope you come back. But until tomorrow, guys, be well, stay safe, have yourselves a good day, and I'll catch you tomorrow for Rewind Tuesday, episode 10. Bye, guys.